All right, what's up? I'm Tim. I'm doing a podcast. I'm also wearing a lav mic. Don't judge me. I'm not a tryhard. Do you want to hear the camera audio? I don't either. Let's stick with the lav mic. So this week, what's new? Man, I'm trying to start a YouTube channel, and I think this is going to go on the YouTube channel. So by the time you're seeing this, it would have already happened. So sorry, I'm just trying to make my shirt not look weird. Although it kind of looked normal before that. We're just gonna leave it as is. I think it's fine. Trying to start a YouTube channel. And I've been dealing with not procrastinate. Well, it's kind of procrastination, but kind of just paralysis of analysis. Like there's so many things I want to do. I have so many creative ideas. I'm not saying they're good, but there's so many things I want to do that I just get caught up in like how much stuff there is to do, and I just like kind of end up doing nothing. And I'm really, I guess, self-conscious of of the content that I put up. Not because I would be proud of it, but more because like you're afraid of people's comments. Like you're concerned about people's comments on what they might say, you know. And I'm the type of person where like I really don't care what people say. Like if I like the thing, I like it. I do like to take constructive criticism. I do think I take it pretty well, but if I like something, then I'm proud of it. I don't need if people don't like what I've done, like in terms of like a creative work, I can still like it. Just because some people don't like it doesn't mean that I now hate it. You know. So the videos that I would put up, and I don't want to like tell you what they are now. I want to just go for it and have you receive it at that time rather than talking about it now. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing because like I was thinking about like what I would think about during the podcast this week, and I kind of landed on that. And I was like, let me just talk about that because that's kind of what's in my way right now. And I think about like talking about it. I think I can kind of push past where I am. And excuse me. So yeah, so I can kind of just push past where I'm at. So sorry, I forget what I was talking about. So the biggest things right now is pretty much just people's opinions, man. And like I came to this realization recently that like, good gosh, like people's opinions can so drag you down. You know what I mean? And just like I've never like I've never really had like haters, or like people who said like really mean stuff to me. No one's ever said anything. No one's ever said anything. No one's ever said any. No one's sorry. No one's ever said anything weird to me at all. But so that's what I mean. It's just completely silly. Of like I'm worried about this person. Like honestly, it's people that like I haven't spoken to in like 10, 15 years. And I'm like, like what would they think about what I'm doing right now? Or would they approve? Or, you know, if I'm in some sort of competition of like, do I look like a loser by posting this? Or like, I don't even know. You know what I mean? Because I'm always kind of secretly in competition with people. Like I have a competitive side to me. Just want to make sure my audio is good. That's also why I'm wearing headphones because I want to make sure the audio is good. It's also sorry. yeah, I have a competitive side to me, and I I excuse me. I have a competitive side to me, and so it works. It manifests itself in the following way, where I will. It's not like if I see you playing basketball, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, 1-on-1 right now. I'm gonna beat you." It's more like if I see someone else that has a skill, I'll be completely happy for them that they have that skill, but I will want to then go home and really practice my skill to the point where I know that I'm equal or better than that person that I saw. And I don't need to show the world or show that person that I'm better than them. I just need to know that I'm better than them. You know what I mean? So, and it's not even about dragging people down. It's just that, like, there's certain things that I really want to be good at. Like, for example, I was in a singing group in college, and when I got in, I honestly feel that I didn't have the best voice in the group, which is fine. But I really wanted to have a better voice. Like, hearing other people who had better singing voices than me really inspired me to get better at singing. And so I just remember going home the summer after my freshman year of college and just like practicing singing a lot, you know, recording vocals a lot. And then I took a few lessons, took a few singing lessons too, to just even get better. And I think it's only been recently that I think my voice has really opened up and that I can like I've hit like a good place with my voice where again I'm not saying I'm like Luther Vandross or like something crazy like that. I just mean that from my own evolution, you know, I've grown a lot, I think. So you know, that's kind of my nature is that I see someone that's really good at something and I'm like I really want to be good at that thing. It's not for everything, you know what I mean? It's only for things that I care about. So that's why it's so silly that like okay, say I think of some creative videos to do, put them on YouTube or whatever. I mean, part of my brain before putting it out and just like part of the mental blockage is my brain is thinking of this person that I knew 10, 15 years ago that is somehow judging the work I'm doing now. It's like, it's completely unfounded. It's completely ridiculous. You know what I mean? But, you know, I look at it like this, man. Like, I tend to have lofty goals and lofty dreams. And I know that you can only get there by like working really hard. So that's kind of what I'm doing, you know? And the only way to get there. Like I naturally, when I work something that I care about, I naturally work hard at it. I just don't do it consistently. So my goal right now is to like work in the things I care about consistently. And I think that, and it just takes time. You know what I mean? Like my voice, I tried in college. I tried to practice consistently. Being in a singing group, you're naturally singing for almost 6 hours a week anyways, just through rehearsals and stuff. But on my own, I would try to record my voice a lot. I write songs and record songs, so that was good practice. Recording my voice, hearing it back, trying to improve. And it took time. I needed to start at that point. So to get to this point 4 years later, 4 or 5 years later, that I'm at a decent spot. I think my voice is decent. When I get warmed up and I'm singing the right song and the right, range, I have a decent voice. I've never wowed myself with my voice, but yeah, I have a decent voice. what I find about myself though that I think is cool is that I I I don't like there's many things that I try to do, but I don't think I'm amazing at any of them. I just think it's fun to learn about myself in pursuit of developing a skill or something like that. For example, working out. I've been really trying to work out a lot. Also, my camera might shut off at any point, so that's a thing. Just want to be conscious of that. So this podcast won't be very long, and maybe 10, 12 minutes or 15 or something like that. But anyways, what I was saying was there's things that I set out and try to do, right? Like fitness. I used to do sports in college. I used to row crew in college, and you know, kind of stopped once I graduated high school. A little bit before that, it never really got back onto consistently working out. I would have spurts in college, but not really consistently doing it. And I just got out of shape, like really, really out of shape, and I've been trying to get back in shape. But once there's times that I've been really in it, really going consistently. I think one of the cool things that when you I'm trying to get fit, and so I do remember times in the past where I would be in a workout and you're dead in the middle of the workout and you're really tired and you're really drained or whatever. Say you have to you're trying to. Oh, sorry, someone's calling me. Hello. It was in Chinese. I don't know what they were saying. Even though I speak Chinese, but I couldn't figure it out. Sorry. For the third time, so I remember being deep in a workout, and you're really tired, you're really drained, whatever. And say you're trying to run 8 miles, you're in mile 4 or 5 or 6, and you're oh man, it's really tough, and you need that edge to get through the other side of the workout. And I realized I don't have that fire that burns in me. I really want to get better, and I always push through it and stuff like that. Not as I try, but I just that kind of that Mike Tyson energy of those he has a bottomless pit of rage he can tap into or whatever, and that fuels him to defeat his opponent or whatever. I don't have that. I think what I have is I find that once you're really in the heat of things, once you're really in the pit of the workout, I think what's cool is realizing that my body can do a lot more than I think it can. And I noticed that just kind of being cognizant of what my body is doing. So if I'm running, I start counting the steps. It's one. And I actually don't count I count one whole revolution as one step. So one step would be one, not 1, 2, 1, 2. So I don't know why I do that, but it's just easier to count. And I noticed that when I was doing that, I was so honed in to what my body is doing and how it's responding. And once my mind was in tune with my body kind of that, I found that I really wasn't all that tired. Yes, sure, my muscles were burning and you're working out, but your mind can play tricks on you and be oh man, we're so depleted and we're about to die basically. But then once you really start taking stock of how your body feels, it's no, I have more in the tank. I can just keep pushing. And there comes a point where you're working out. Say you're like, I like riding bikes. So like you're riding, you're pedaling and pedaling. And there's a plateau when you just stop feeling the burn, but you're still outputting a good amount of speed. And I found it so fascinating. I'm like, whoa. So I can basically just get a really great workout and not even feel it. Like after like 10 minutes of pedaling hard, you just don't feel the burn anymore in your legs. And so, but you're still pedaling just as hard. So I'm like, whoa, I could really, if I want, pedal for like 45 minutes hard. Not like max out hard, but like 80% and not get fatigued. And I'm here now. I've always survived a workout. I've had really, really tough workouts, but I always survive. So my point in saying all that is there's times where like I go, I've pushed myself really hard before in workouts. I've never died from a workout. So it's okay to push yourself in the workout and just see how far your body can be pushed. You know what I mean? I've always played it safe. There's been times where I feel like, okay, my heart rate's a little too high. It's this, whatever. Or it's just a little too cold out and it's whatever. I've always been safe with it. But, that's what improvement is about. That's what exercise is about. Just getting that little bit more of an edge every day. And I think at this point in my life, I really want to dive into the areas that mean most to me, which is music, film, and exercise. I don't like exercising, but I want to be in shape. So, I kind of want to explore what it's like to be to be in your body in that hard workout. Because sitting here, like I feel comfortable. I'm aware of how my body feels, but I think what held me back from like really breaking through in fitness in high school is like I would start working out and you get to the really tough part of the workout and it just feels like you're not in control at all. It feels like your mind is like revving out at like 9 RPMs and the engine is about to like fall out. You know what I mean? Like it feels like you're about to like explode. And I remember thinking, I can't sustain this. It doesn't feel sustainable. You know what I mean? So now that I'm trying to dive back into fitness slowly but surely, I want to kind of take stock of that. You know what I mean? And learn how to push myself really hard, but still feel in control and still feel like it's sustainable over a long amount of time, like over years, but also in terms of the workout over like say an hour or two. You know what I mean? I used to recruit, like I said, the nature of crew is there's no breaks. It's just start to finish, you're on. You know what I mean? You go hard and you don't really, there's no letting up. You kind of go hard and you go even harder. But the minimum is to go really hard, to row really hard. And there's just no breaks to catch your breath. So you have to somehow be working, be pushing out energy and catch your breath and somehow keep up with yourself. And it just felt like my body was getting away from me. My body was kind of outpacing my mind in terms of speed, in terms of energy output. And I remember being in the boat and like rowing, and I just felt like all the meters in my head, if you will, are going weep, 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 weep. Like I didn't feel in control at all. But conversely, when I was in college a few years ago, I was on the elliptical, and like I know, don't judge me, but like I was on the elliptical, and I told myself I'm gonna run for 30 minutes straight. And I ended up running for 30 minutes straight, but inevitably around the 20-minute mark, 17-minute mark, it's always like 75% of the way. It gets so tough for me. It gets really, really hard. And I remember just saying, you know what? All right, Obviously, don't think about how hard it is. Think about this time, take stock of your body. How do your quads feel? How does your back feel? How do your arms feel? How does your feet feel? You know what I mean? How do your feet feel? And overall, I was like, while I'm running on the elliptical, I'm like, I feel fine. You know what I mean? And once I literally started like almost like isolating my quads, like isolating, like just thinking about that, I had so much more. Like it just didn't burn as much. It just didn't hurt as much. But I looked at the pace, my pace, and I was still at the same pace. So I was like, wow, this is really interesting. It was for the first time I felt that there was no limits to my physicality. You know what I mean? Or to how much I could push. I feel like there was no limits. So I think, wow, it's really, really interesting. So I'm trying to dive back into that. My key thing is consistency. I'm really bad at doing things consistent. You know, it's really, really tough for me. It's just not kind of naturally in my nature to do things consistently. But hey, you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna really try to work on that this week. I'm gonna try to just try to do exercise try to exercise a couple of days, do a walk for a couple of days this week, you know, and then be consistent about my creativity and things like that. And we'll see how it goes. We'll check back in next week. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace.